Welcome back at 6:42 on your Friday morning. A deadly shooting that happened earlier this week in Warren led to the city trying to shut down the convenience store where it happened. Thursday, the store got boarded up as a temporary restraining order was granted by a judge. So how does that work? To get a business shut down, and if you're the owner of that business, can you actually fight it? We're exploring it this morning with attorney Dave Betras here for Legally Speaking. Dave, good to see you as always.
Good to see you as always. Glad I'm here. Sorry I missed last week. Did you get the booster chair over for Frank that he could do the show properly?
Oh, look at you.
Yes, everyone out there, Frank uses a booster chair when he fills in for me. So there are two types of nuisances. There's a public nuisance and then there's a private nuisance. Now, a nuisance is just like it sounds. Remember, I tell everyone the law is ultimately based on reason and common sense. So if you're having a lot of drug activity at a business, or there's multiple murders at a business, the government has a right to bring a public nuisance action to use the courts. Now, the courts have two types of powers. They have legal powers, and then they have equitable powers. Equitable powers is where they can order a business to be shut down, and that's what they did. They brought probably a temporary restraining order, which will lead to a preliminary injunction and possibly a permanent injunction and actually shutdown of the business. So the owner of the business has his due process rights. He has a right to hire a lawyer and fight it. But if it affects the safety and welfare of the community, it could be done. Now, a lot of these government officials used to use them for the Asian spas. I've seen them use them for other places that had, continually violated the laws regarding the sales of liquors to minor and stuff like that. So it's a tool in the toolbox of a city to keep the residents safe from having a nuisance.
Yeah, but you mentioned, the business can fight it. So what does that look like?
Well, so your life, liberty, or property can't be taken without the, come on, you know this.
Oh.
Due process of law. He had it right on the tip of his tongue.
Sure I did. It's Friday, my brain's not running.
So, in our country, you have a right to due process of law, meaning they just can't come in and shut you down. They have to give you an opportunity to be heard, give you notice, tell you what it is or why they want to shut you down, and then you go from there.
So before you get to that preliminary injunction, then, is this going to be the period then when if the owner of the business wants to fight this, that they can do something or say
something? Well, I think they got a temporary restraining order, and then that's good for 2 weeks. Then you go into what's called a preliminary injunction, and you have to prove, I think it's by clear and convincing evidence, that this business is a public nuisance and needs to be shut down under the law in Ohio. Now, the law in Ohio just got amended, believe it or not, in May of this year, because a lot of people were bringing nuisance actions against industries and other things like that. So they've taken that out of the equation. You can no longer shut down, say, a steel plant or other kind of things, because there's other remedies available for you. But on a convenience store where they're having just a rash of crimes and, drugs, I'm not saying in this case, but drugs being sold out of it, multiple liquor violations and stuff like that, sure, the government can come in, give you your due process. And those guys and women in the black robe? Do you know why they wear black?
I don't, actually.
See, I'm sure. The black, a judge wears a black robe to indicate objectivity.
Okay.
And to be fair. So
it's not a fashion statement? It's
not a fashion statement. But the black robe indicates objectivity. And in England, they still wear wigs. So at least we're not making our judges wear wigs.
Oh, that's a good thing. No.
I'd hate to see some of our judges in white.
Powdered wigs?
Yeah, white powdered wigs. Wouldn't work for me. So you learned two things today, right? Due process of law and why judges wear black. And you learned about nuisance, and everyone's locked and loaded and ready to go for this weekend, because I couldn't be happier, because it's going to be a nice weekend.
It's going to be a beautiful weekend.
And you know where I'll be.
He'll be on his boat. But he'll be joining us Tuesday, by the way.
Tuesday.
Free legal advice will be Tuesday. He gets a nice extended weekend on the boat.
And everyone, don't worry. I brought them the goodies. Don't ask me. No one else gets donuts. They get donuts.
And thank you for that.
All right.
Keeps us full.